In 2006, a dynamic dance duo formed to take on the world. This Anglo-Australian partnership promptly traveled the globe, learning from the masters of dance. If no one else has the answers, and if you can find them, maybe you should get in touch with Dizzyfeet.
If you've got the questions,
we've got the answers. Good evening, everybody. Looks like I'm on my own, doesn't it? Which is sad. And I'm hoping that the sound is okay. If you could tell me, it's possible that it might be echoing, so let me just do that. Hopefully the sound is no longer echoing. I'm going to do a little double check here, because I had to reset things again. Good evening, everybody. Ah, yes, echoing, so I've turned this. I'm just going to double check this. Bear with me. Perfect. Good evening. It's good evening from me. I'm on my own. I've no idea where Kelly is, what she's doing. She's only had all day to get ready, to be honest. So we'll just wait patiently, shall we? Just talk amongst ourselves and yourselves. Yeah, that comment, Margaret, the sound is echoing, not now, obviously shows me how long it takes for you to type. Because obviously as you were typing, I rectified it. Clearly, yeah. So, good evening. So, hello everyone, thanks for stopping by. There's a few of you. Good evening, Ray, over on YouTube, who's always very active on YouTube. Good evening, Sarah Ball, Sigrid, Margaret's in, and whoever else is in that hasn't actually said hello as yet. Yeah, I mean, Kelly was ready. I don't know what she's doing. I'm not going to shout, of course, because then that would blow your ears off. Yeah, Lorraine's in as well, I think. No, she's not dressing up, Roz. No, she was already dressed appropriately for the little evening, this evening's little chat. So, hark, the little pitter-patter of size 4 footsteps.
sorry, I just sort the animals out.
Oh, poxy blooming animals. I can't find, thank you very much. I can't find that picture, so you'll have to have a little rummage while I'm chatting.
Okay, I'll sit down here a minute.
Okay. So tonight I've got just a few little, well, not a few, I've got one little story to tell you about, which is the highlight of tonight's show, if you can call tonight a show. Don't know if you can. Good evening, Baps. You only just made it. Yeah, so did I. I just made it as well. I had time to change this evening as well, which is nice. And some of you may have noticed, some bright sparks may have noticed that it's brighter in here today than normal, and that's because there no longer is a tree outside, which is a bit of a shock, because it now means that we can see straight into our neighbours, and there's a woman up there who literally is in her bra. Now I can't...
Really?
You don't look, Kel, don't look.
I'm going to look.
Because she saw me look at her, and she's getting changed in her window in her bra. I'm going to have a little glance if she's still there. She is still there. She's just gone again. But clearly, she never used to have to worry about it, because in the past, we never used to be there. And now she's just taking her bra off.
Are you being serious?
I'm being deadly serious. I'm being deadly serious, yeah. Deadly serious. Yeah.
Is she blonde?
She is blonde.
Short blonde hair?
I don't know if it's short. It's on the top, not on her head. Yeah.
So that's someone different then. I saw someone looking in our garden.
Did you?
Earlier today.
Yeah.
It's not the same woman.
Yeah, well, obviously, they've been so used to having a whopping great big tree here, they've never had to worry about it. So now the tree's gone, I suppose they've got certain habits, haven't they, I suppose?
Yes.
They just get used to doing certain things and don't really think about what other people can see. But there we go. So, they'll all see me dancing around
Perhaps we
naked
should
as well
put a
later.
sign on the house and say we can see you. By the way.
Can see you. Now, obviously, if they happened to be tuning in to our channel,
Yeah, but they won't because they don't know who we are.
well, no, they'll know that we're talking about the fact that they're there. Yeah, I had envisaged setting up another little camera to look at, show you the garden. Obviously, had I set that camera up, you would have seen this lady in the window. There we go. So,
Oh.
yes, it is a lot lighter to see, but you can't find it, can you?
No, I had it out the other night.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Ah, fabulous! You found it. Brilliant. Fabulous.
There you go.
But seriously, girl, if you look, she's still in the window.
Does she not realise that?
I'm sure when I looked over, she looked over, but obviously she can't necessarily. The way the light's shining,
Maybe
she
she
can't
see
necessarily see.
Oh yeah, God, I've got full vision.
Yeah, I know. Ridiculous.
Woman. Maybe she's enjoying the fact that we.
Maybe she likes it. Maybe she likes it. There we go.
Probably.
Anyway, we're back to the action on screen now for you all. Okay, so we don't need. I no longer need to look that way because Kelly's here now.
You
So-
couldn't help yourself, could you?
Well, it was a
Oh,
bit.
no, that's going to be bad if I leave those there.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
just going to get them.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
it
they
on
could
there
go.
for now.
Yeah, they'll be alright. Fine with that. Yeah. Anyway, right. So I think we're. Did I talk to them about having the tree removed? No, it's in my garden. No, we didn't talk to them,
Talk
did
to
we?
who? The neighbours?
Yeah. It's to be honest, it's got nothing to do with them. I suppose it's in our garden, isn't it?
You don't
We
know.
spoke to the council and had to ask the council's
The
permission.
council we had to get permission from, yes.
Yeah.
We do plan to plant something else there.
Yeah, I think it's a little bare now.
But the tree that was in there was literally almost touching the house with the branches. Are we on that camera?
We're on this camera up here. That one's not working. So.
So what it meant was that, one, we couldn't grow any grass. And we want something. Can you point the camera that way? To be honest, it's not that good to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't grow any grass, which we need some soft grounds because of the dog, and we want to be able to go out there and enjoy it more with Ella and stuff as well.
And the dog, of course.
Yeah, and it was a willow tree, and yeah, we have had some reports of people having bad experiences with them, and yeah, foundations and plumbing and all that sort of thing. So, but yeah, we do plan to plant something else that gives us a little bit of privacy back, but just not something that's gonna grow towards the house. Just something that's going to screen the back of the wall basically and give us that bit of privacy. Because also anytime I plant any kind of plant, and I like flowers, nothing would really grow because we just didn't get any sun. Where it's north facing back wall, so you know it's not the warmest of gardens. It is a bit of a chilly garden, isn't it? So then with the tree added to that, which basically shaded everything, just basically nothing would grow. So yeah, I'm looking forward to just getting something else in there. We're thinking some sort of ornamental. Well, we're thinking. He's not thinking about
She's
it.
thinking.
Something ornamental. Yeah. Yeah, it was a crack willow. And the other thing is it would just leave leaves all over everything. I mean, the garden just always looked untidy. Yeah. The willow would have taken, and water too. Yeah, so like I say, none of the grass would grow or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully. I mean, I love roses, so I'd like to get a few roses out there. There's already a couple out there, but to be honest, they look rather dishevelled. So.
Well, they are now. They're covered in sawdust.
Yeah, everything's covered in sawdust.
And
yeah. Anyway, so
trample
I've
on stuff,
almost got a blank
yeah.
canvas to start again with it, which is quite exciting. So yeah, I want to get a pretty tree. So if anyone, I mean, we know nothing about gardening.
A Christmas tree with some baubles on. That would be nice.
No.
I don't think we're going to have any trees high enough to cover that window, though. So
This window.
no, the window where the woman was.
Possibly not. No,
No.
but I have seen.
What time was it
can
anyway?
get-
7 o'clock. So 7. I'll check in tomorrow night at 7 o'clock as well and see if she's there again to find out if this is a regular occurrance. I'll have the light off and just poke my head above
I'm
the
sure when
windowsill.
I looked as well that she was kind of like looking
Well,
this way.
I
as well.
looked
and
over.
and she was just brazenly like.
Yeah, I went. She came closer to the window.
Yeah.
I looked over and I'm sure she looked me in the eye.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be, of course, the way the light is. She might not even notice that we're here.
Yeah.
Because the way the light is.
Well, I don't know.
Anyway.
I'll
report back on that. I'll do a little study.
The neighbours at James and Kelly's.
Yeah.
Cherry tree, yes, yeah. Like a cherry blossom tree or something. I've heard crab apples are pretty good. Or
we don't really want anything that drops.
Don't want anything that drops fruit really, because we will not have the time to look after it. So
we had three fruit trees in the garden at Povey's, which was wonderful, wasn't it? We had 2 apple trees and a pear tree.
It was a nightmare in terms of how many apples we had all the time, and they were just rotting.
And the wasps and everything was terrible.
Well, the soil is very hard, like clay-like soil. It seems to be a thing here. And like I say, this is a north. So south is that.
I don't know.
South is that way. North is that way. So we get like a east-westerly. East and west sun. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. So yeah, send me suggestions about things. I was thinking maybe a dwarf birch tree or something like that as well.
Dwarf birch tree. Can you say dwarf birch tree? Can you not just say a small birch tree?
A small birch tree.
You'll have to say dwarf birch tree.
Well, yeah, because birch trees get quite big, don't they? But apparently you can get dwarf.
What about a larch?
I don't know what a larch is.
The larch. Hopefully some bright sparks out there will know what I'm referring to.
Clay is good for roses. Well, that's good. Because I want some more roses.
Cadbury's.
Love roses.
Cadbury's.
No, I'm not particularly fussed on those.
I've got a little picture that I'm going to show you, but I also come across when I was looking.
Oh, did you find that? I was thinking about that one.
Found this one. So this is an interesting picture. Can you name? Anyone know who this is?
Oh, now his face is really white.
It's
so
too
you can't
white.
really see it.
Hang on. Let me see if I can adjust the.
Screen might
No,
be
not
then.
the cable. Not the cable underneath. I'll adjust the ISO so you can see that a bit better.
Look who that is.
Look at that.
He won't be impressed, will he?
No, he won't. But he won't see this. It's all right. Who is that, everybody?
Willows are not good for foundations. Cherry is good if you have a lot of space.
We haven't got a lot of space. I don't think cherries are very good necessarily then if we need a lot of space.
But again, you can get small ones. I have been doing a little bit of reading today. Yeah, whilst I was waiting for them. Looks like Anton.
It is Anton.
It would be Anton.
That's Anton at a competition. Blackpool, actually. It's Blackpool. Yeah. Michael Burton. No, Sarah. It's definitely Anton. Anton Dubec.
Bless him.
Yes.
And somebody with the number 135 on their
Yeah,
back.
could be. Let me have a look. Let me see that. Is that?
And who's that?
No, I don't know. This is Anton being silly for my mum, who took a photograph.
Oh, no, he was probably talking and then she took the photograph.
No. I think he was being silly. Honestly, I think
Really?
I vaguely remember that. Yeah. Vaguely remember it.
Bless.
Dwarf birch is Betula nana or nana, and grows to about 6 inches high.
Oh no, not that kind. Not 6 inches.
And Ross Canning says that's anyone Dubec.
Anyone Dubec.
Yeah, anyone. Not the Anton Dubec. Anyone Dubec. Yeah.
Oh, look at that face over there.
Oh, poor little fella.
Sulking.
Yes, he is doing Strictly this year, Roz. He is. Yes, he's
maple
been
tree?
listed.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe a maple tree.
Anyway, yeah,
Well, it depends. Doesn't it? I need to do quite a bit of research, I think, find out how big they all get. And yeah.
No.
We don't have a big garden, that's the problem. That's why the willow got just swamped it.
Yeah, it's far too much.
Swamped it.
Far too much.
It was a really beautiful tree, though. It was a real shame. I do feel quite sad.
If we had a big garden, it'd been
Oh,
all
if we had a big garden, yeah, of course. But I do feel really sad about it. But
It was higher than the house.
it was higher than the house, almost touching the house in terms of width.
It got
And then-
bigger though. Obviously, from when we moved in, didn't it? It
Yeah,
kept
and
growing.
then the neighbours have got like climbers on their side, and it was all growing into it. And it's too high for me to get up there and trim it all back and stuff like that. As soon as you trim it, it just grows even more.
I was going to be rude.
I'll stop it. You're talking about trimming bushes.
Yeah, I was going to trimming bushes. Yeah, trimming bushes.
I so know what you're going to say,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
I?
It's good, isn't it? It's good.
Yeah. Stop it.
I know.
Have you put any hairspray on your hair?
Are you talking to
tonight?
me?
I think he is.
Talking to me? No, I haven't. It's literally au naturel. And I washed it today after I went to the gym this morning before I went
So it
to
goes a bit
teach.
fluffier.
So it's it's just very, it needs a bit of something in it. So I don't wash it. I let it go for 3 days and then wash it, and then so the second day generally is all right. The third day without washing is a bit too much. Then the first day after having washed it, like today, is a nightmare. Anton, what's his background? I know he's famous, but well, Anton started dancing. I'll do Anton's biography. He started dancing when he was 14. He went because his sister was dancing, and basically he stayed for the girls. Essentially, what it was. So he was an average dancer for quite a long time, and it took him a long time to establish himself. So he was always one of the older amateur couples or competitors. Because he's 54 now, something like that. I can't remember exactly how old he is. He's in his 50s. So he's over 10 years older than me. So he was in his early 30s when I used to beat him, which must have been tough.
Don't think it bothers him.
No, he's not bothered now though, is he? Anyway, so he progressed up through the ranks. He did all right though. He was top 6 in England at the peak of his career as an amateur. No, he's a nice dancer. And then he got to the 24 at Blackpool as well and pro, and then got on Strictly, and so that's it. And kind of, that his career outside of competitive dancing.
So basically, he danced and then went on to Strictly.
Yeah.
I think he was made for Strictly.
Yeah, he's great on the show. He's great.
Wasn't he? Well, plus he loves it.
Yeah.
I can't really see him ever doing anything else.
Well, he'll be a TV presenter of some description, won't he?
Well,
you know what something.
I mean. Yeah,
he'll go to something.
I mean, I don't mean.
Yeah. So we're open to questions, of course. As Julian sent through questions through, I saw him at the studio as I left because Diane was about to start teaching, and he was all in the process of writing his questions.
Okay, it's quite
so
long.
what have we got?
Oh my gosh, 7 questions.
He just does it for everyone else, doesn't he?
You can read
Honestly,
them.
does it? Where does he get all this? Where does he get it all from?
Oh, we talk about New Vogue because I mentioned it the other day. More music stuff.
Right.
Certain dance that can be danced to the music of another dance, like rumba to foxtrot, etc. Oh, there's all sorts. Take your pick, darling. They might not all get answered, Julian, just saying, because you know what he's like.
The other day you mentioned New Vogue, and I've mentioned it before as being a form of sequence. How does it differ from our sequence? Is it danced in Australia only, or do other countries practice it? Well, New Vogue is only danced in Australia.
Australia and New Zealand.
Australasia, let's say.
Australia and New Zealand do it.
Yeah, Australia and New Zealand, that's it. Tasmania, I'm sure they're doing.
That's not another country.
I know. Doing Tasmania. It's more elaborate
it's
than
definitely
our
more
sequence.
elaborate and
It's designed for performance, if that makes sense.
Designed for performance competition stuff.
So in the same way as American Smooth.
Whereas sequence is kind of designed for social, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Modern sequence is a social kind of activity, whereas American Smooth, which obviously came from the big band stuff of the 20s, 30s, 40s in America, Fred Astaire style of stuff, and they formalised it, put it into a formula and a structure so they could sell it basically, and people could perform it and repeat the stuff. They've got a syllabus. I'm sure they've got a syllabus for New Vogue as well.
Yeah.
But it's all very similar. It's all very similar. They just have different names of dances, so they've got slightly different steps. But it's a very similar sort of thing.
New Vogue is based on ballroom basically. So they have foxtrot rhythms, they have waltz rhythms, more of the faster, so like Viennese waltz rhythms, tango rhythms, and they have a march rhythm. Which is a basic 4/4 rhythm.
Yeah, we'll move off that.
Yeah.
Question number 2. With traditional dance music, is there a certain instrument that sets the beat and characterises the music for the various dances, or does it anything go so long as the tempo is correct? Yes and no. I wouldn't say there's a specific instrument that is across the board on certain songs. So a waltz, for instance. Now, we dance to waltzes that are just a piano.
Yeah.
So the piano
really
dictates the
depends,
rhythm.
doesn't it?
Albeit there may be some strings, and the strings will dictate the tempo or the rhythm that we dance to. Or then you'll get some percussion. So it really doesn't. It changes. And when you dance at the moment, so the majority of the people that are watching this are either social dancers or competitors that are still learning their trade. You would always dance to strict tempo music, typically that has a set formula, so a 4-bar intro and then succession of choruses, 64 bars of music. and they'll always have a percussion instrument giving you the beat. Some of them will be clearer than others. Some of the melodies are a bit more complex. But generally speaking, it's always the same sort of percussion instrument. So a drum or some sort of block that will give you the beat, maybe in the Latin dances. But yeah, so it's always a very strong beat in that respect. So you wouldn't have the ambiguity, you would lose the ambiguity. So when we would do shows and things, we'd sometimes dance to a song that there's no discernible beat. So we're just dancing to the melody. There's only a melody. So
sometimes the beat is silent.
she's still in that window, you know. I don't know what she's doing. I think she's cleaning.
Oh, she's got clothes on now.
She's got clothes on now.
Yeah.
She's put her hair up.
Yeah. She's got, like one of those bands on her head.
Yeah.
She looks like the woman like that.
Yeah.
With a stripy t-shirt on.
Yeah. We so could have had this camera.
Do you think that's their bathroom?
I don't know. No, a bathroom would be frosted. The bathroom's at the front of the house, I'm sure it is.
Oh, yeah, it must be.
Yeah. Stop looking, Cal, just in case she looks over and spots us, because I don't want her to know that we can see her.
Why? Because you want to see her boobs?
Yeah, we want to. Well, I want to see. These people want to know.
Ray wants
We got to set the
know.
camera up.
Ray wants to see.
We got to set the camera up. So
it was full frontal.
it's funny, isn't it? Because we could have had this set up this way,
We could have.
and the camera literally
But
could
we
have been
wouldn't.
so.
Do you know why?
Because of the light.
Because of the light.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We could have done.
Yeah.
Yeah, could have done.
Yeah.
And we could have had the camera set up there because I did think about having a garden cam tonight to show people the tree. Honestly, so it could have happened. We could have literally had boobs on show tonight. We'd have probably had a strike off of YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah,
The
nudity.
nudity. Yeah. Right. Can you unlock your phone, please?
Sarah had a question.
Yeah. What was that?
Do you think the Caribbean dancers should be excluded from dance comps? Example: salsa, merengue.
You're talking in a pro-am sense, aren't you, Sarah? The trouble is, of course, in this country, we don't have a lot of people that would enter those, you see, because that genre is still growing. Now, in the Americas and in North America, where...
Is it quite popular?
Yeah, really popular. So they've got a big, very diverse population.
Yeah.
Of course, and they've got a lot of influence from South America in America. So a lot of them do those dances anyway. So it's in their popular culture.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because really that style of dancing is more of a social thing, isn't it? I realise they have competitions in it, but it's interesting to see how that transfers, because I understand how ballroom and our Latin transfers from a social to a competitive environment. I understand that. I don't know about in a competitive environment for salsa and merengue and all those styles of dances, because I suppose it's the same, really, isn't it? You probably have certain moves that you have to do. I don't know. How does it work in a competitive sense?
Well, in America, they've got a syllabus for it all.
They do.
Yeah,
Okay.
they've got a syllabus. So it's all very different in America. And obviously, the pro-am scene started there, which is then creeping over to here. So the ballroom and Latin to start with. Now the American smooth and rhythm.
That's the that's the category she's done well
I
in.
know. Yeah. So we have always traditionally had 5 ballroom dances, 5 Latin dances, and so that's where we come from.
And the thing is
Other dancers are coming in though. So give it 5-10 years, and I'm sure it'll be part of our stuff.
The thing is, I guess competitions would typically only be one day, wouldn't they? But competitions have changed so much, and because they're sort of including more and more things, that's why they spread out over a number of days. But let's say a big comp like Blackpool's never going to really do that, are they? Unless
they have the smooth and the rhythm.
Unless something massive changes, and which could be.
I can't see them running the smooth and the rhythm this year though, because Hillary brought the programming the other day from 2019.
Yeah.
And we just very briefly went through the list of people, and approximately UK entries are less than 10% of the total entries. So, of course, you're going to get some coming from Russia and Ukraine and some European countries, but I can't see how the US couples are going to come over, and the Asian couples won't be able to, as far as I know, because they're not allowed to leave until September.
Right.
I just don't know how they can run the comp. They're going to run it though, as far as I know. It's definitely going to happen. So it's just going to be mostly British couples.
Yeah.
Hillary will be the only one in her age group. I've told her to dance the comp, so she's a British champion.
I mean, it all comes down to time, doesn't it? So if you have time, you would add in another category, which means potentially adding in more styles.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anyone has got anything against adding things, so long as there's support and there's time to do it. So like you say, popularity and the time available to be able to do it, and as we know, you can't book a room for a day and then only have a few people turn up, you need it to be well supported. So it needs to be popular with spectators and competitors alike, in an ideal world.
Yeah, so we wouldn't run just a Caribbean Rhythms comp day because we'd get 3 people coming to comp, so it's difficult.
Yeah,
so you have to know your market.
I think any organiser is open to whatever. Well, most organisers, should be open to anything really.
Yeah.
Shouldn't they? If it's popular and you want to do it, do it. Dancers, inclusive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
of all styles.
Brecon Beacon says, having had 3 lessons since we were able to get back to the gym, I'm surprised how quickly it is all coming back.
Yep.
Okay, so we are relearning routines we'd learned before lockdown, but are discovering the advantage of one-to-one lessons. Is correcting all our faults at the same time. You're not wrong, Peter.
Yeah.
Classes are great. Of course, classes
we
are great.
love classes as
and
well,
they're
don't we?
There's a wonderful community spirit and energy about it. It's great. Everyone learning together and a laugh. You learn much quicker and a lot more in a private lesson, of course, because everything's tailored to you and specific to you, so you can address your faults immediately. YouTube looks like it's frozen. Oh, is that just me? Because I pressed the wrong button. Oh, no, it isn't. How do I do that?
Yeah, I think both have their place, don't they?
They do.
Private lessons and classes.
Someone's just booked for the Friday night classes when they restart.
Yeah, so the Latin question...
Not that you're interested.
Sorry. You wouldn't add salsa and merengue to the 5 Latin, I don't think, because it's such a completely different style.
Oh, it's very different.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's very different.
The thing is about our 5 Latin dances as well, and I've said this before, I think, is that they've all borrowed from different styles of dance, so there's definitely elements of salsa and all that involved, isn't there? And if you get couples that are really good, they know how to take that and use it for inspiration and stuff, so it does cross over anyway. I will subscribe to the one-to-one lesson scenario. Classes are so wonderful, so happy we can dance live again. Yeah.
Do you know what though?
Classes are great
you can't tread on your teacher's foot, can you, when it's over the computer on the internet?
Yeah, we're well protected, aren't we?
Yeah. So when you're in the flesh, it's very easy to tread on someone's foot. Yeah.
As did happen to James.
She's naked again.
Oh, for goodness sake.
She's naked again.
She is?
Yeah. Get your head out of the way.
No.
She isn't she? What is wrong with that woman?
So
she obviously doesn't know we can see.
Taken her clothes off, then she's put some on again.
I think she put some fake tan on.
Oh, she could be.
Yeah, I reckon she's off out on the pool tonight. Yeah. This is great, isn't it? It's great watching. I'm looking at the live stream here.
She's off.
She's gone, is she?
She's going away.
It's lucky she hasn't got bunk beds in that room and climbing up the bed.
It must be a bedroom then.
Yeah, it must be a bedroom, yeah.
She's gone now.
She's gone. Oh, shucks. It's so ridiculous. Oh, dear.
Next time she comes, I'm going to wait.
blow her a kiss. Yeah, because on here, I'm looking at that window there. So you can see a window.
But that's not it.
Just about behind the live bit on the screen. It's the window as you're looking at it, to the left of that. But it's obviously out of focus here. But yeah, that's the one she's in. Literally right up to the glass.
Yeah.
That's right up to the glass. It's bizarre.
To be honest,
I would never do that. Well, you wouldn't do that, would you?
But you're saying that our house was the only one that really had a big tree that covered.
Yeah, because next door would see that immediately.
Yes. So she's obviously not bothered at all.
No.
Because our house
she's even got blinds there she hasn't put down.
Yeah.
She's put her pyjamas on now.
She there? Oh yeah, she has.
Put her pyjamas on. She's going to bed.
Oh, she's been shopping at H&M and just saw a H&M bag.
Now she's opened the window.
Should we call out and say,
hello, love?
Nice boobs.
Well, you didn't think so.
Well, a little bit dangly, you know.
I don't think she's very
but
old.
No judgment from me.
She looks like she's got a name tag on those pyjamas as well.
Yeah, she has. They look expensive.
Yeah.
You know the kind of pyjamas that you get that are like buttoned and they've got piping and then they're embroidered. So unless they've been bought for a hen party, they're not cheap.
Or maybe she's off to work. Maybe that's like a...
No, that's not
they're pyjamas.
work.
They're pyjamas.
That's a pyjama. That's pyjamas.
No, she's not shy, clearly. Because actually what Kelly just said, next door haven't got a tree in their garden. So there's absolutely no... you're not obscured.
They would see
there's
her.
no view
They would
obscured
see
at all.
her. And actually, there's another one next door here. Doesn't have a tree at all either.
No, he wouldn't.
He'd be a bit too far that way.
Yeah, he wouldn't have seen it.
But actually, the one next to us this way would have.
Oh,
full...
clearly, and the one next to that.
Yeah.
The next two houses easily would see her.
Yeah.
So I reckon she's doing it on purpose.
Probably.
She's probably
She's
one
probably
of those.
thinking, great, I've got more audience.
Yeah, yeah. Well, great. You're probably in luck then. I'm sure we'll get plenty of good shots for
If
you.
we put a camera there,
Yeah.
or a telescope.
I've got one upstairs. I don't need a telescope.
No,
She's only
I know.
literally 40
No, I'm
foot
saying
away.
that as like a signal to say,
Yeah.
we can see.
We'll open the window and just have a telescope coming out.
One of those big camera lenses.
Yeah. Right, it's enough.
Sorry.
That's enough.
It's just really
She
funny,
might
isn't
see
it?
this.
She's not going to see this. She
you
doesn't
never
who we
know.
are. She'll put a
You
note to
never
the
know.
door.
Maybe she's touting for business. Oh dear.
Oh, the things people do. The things people do. See, we've got blinds at the front of our bedroom is at the front of our house.
We always put the blinds down, don't we?
If I'm getting changed, I always do the blinds because I think, well, you just never know, do you? If someone can see you or not. I wouldn't just, yeah. Maybe I'm just shy.
Well, I don't always worry about the blinds too much, but you do.
I do.
Yeah, I jiggle around in front of them.
You don't care though. You get changed in the studio.
Yeah,
Not
true.
not completely naked.
No, almost.
Near
Almost.
enough.
Almost, yeah. When have I got my thong on? When have I got my thong on? We'll get back to some more of Julian's questions in a second. Ray says, during your competition years, before you both took to the floor to compete, did you suffer from nerves? And if so, how did you deal with it? Well, I didn't.
I did.
Because I competed from such a young age. I don't ever remember being nervous to compete. However, we were always nervous on recalls. So when we were about to be recalled for a next
When
round or
you'd
into
hear
a
your
final and that
number.
sort of thing. So that element of nerves in that respect, but never any elements of nerves in a sense of performance.
For you. But for
No,
me, yes.
no,
It
yeah.
was very different for me
Yeah.
in that regard. But we're very different personalities,
Personality-wise,
aren't
yeah.
we? So James is much more self-assured and confident and extroverted. I am very much an introvert, actually, which doesn't do so well for competitive dancing.
But I mean, oddly enough, I don't think people will believe this. But I'm a bit introverted as well.
Well, yes, but I've read about all this stuff, and it's never clear cut. You're
No.
an extrovert. You're an introvert. All of us have tendencies.
Yes.
For both. It's just whether you're more one or another. So I'm very much an introvert with some extroverted tendencies. He's very much an extrovert with quite a few introverted tendencies.
Yeah, I'm only extroverted in work when I have to be. I'm not
Which
extroverted
is
at all any other
basically
times.
just confidence, isn't it? You're just very confident about what you do and who you are and all that sort of thing. Whereas I was very much not enough.
Yeah.
So it took me, when we first started competing together, it took me a long time.
Basically until we retired.
Until we retired for
No,
me to
not
get
that again,
for me to
please.
get over it, which was basically a lot of mental. What would you call it? Coaching, but self-taught. So we just read lots of books on, how to believe in yourself more and things to do, little tools and techniques and stuff like that to build up your confidence. And I used to have, and so basically I created myself lots of little rituals to try and build myself up for a competition so I could compete with a sense of I belong here and I have every right to be here and that sort of thing. Which you didn't really need, actually. He was the opposite. He needed to calm down a bit. Because otherwise, if he'd sensed that I was holding back, he would try and do more for me, which then resulted in a real imbalance. So we had to bring him down and bring me up so that we were more...
And I still didn't get it right until we retired, obviously. We used to work with one of our teachers about that, and it's in psychology, isn't it? It's called the arousal level, which I have great pleasure in discussing this with people.
You
sometimes.
just like the word arousal.
I do. It's funny, isn't it?
So childish.
Because Kelly is under-aroused and I'm over-aroused. Yeah.
So James, if it comes to fight or flight, James is fight and I'm flight. There you go. That puts it in a simple.
No. When it comes to fight or flight, I'm over-aroused. I'm extra aroused in a fight.
So it's the same like with coaching and stuff.
Yeah.
he'd be really happy if someone was screaming and shouting at him.
Ah, loved it.
And telling him that's not good enough, da 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 da. Whereas that would do the opposite to me.
No one did it to me enough.
Yeah. So when I was shouted at or whatever, it would just make me go, oh no, right, okay, I'm rubbish, and then.
Because my attitude was
do it anymore.
my attitude was, well, you keep shouting at me, and I'm going to prove to you I can do it. I'm going to prove you wrong.
It didn't have that effect on me.
No, so in practice it was always very difficult.
Yes, because you shouted at me, which
Yeah.
we found the other day, didn't we?
We did.
Actually,
Yeah,
found out
we
that
have
a lot
to-
of it was your own fault.
I will put. I've done it again. I'll not that again, please. We will. I found some old practice videos, which is interesting. So I'll put some together. And having watched it the other day, I've come to the conclusion that I was. Yeah, I tried too hard. And it's what you said though just then, is that you would drop, your level would drop.
Oh, so it's my fault.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's no, your level would drop, your energy would drop or whatever. So I would then try to compensate by doing more. And in actual fact, I shouldn't have. I should have eased off slightly to allow us both to equalise, which would have looked better. Because again, it's so clear now. When you're dancing in a competition, you're judged on how you look, not how you feel. And we were trying too hard to make it feel right when it actually needed to look right.
Yeah.
And so too often we do put too much energy into something, which would be detrimental. Whereas sometimes you put a little bit in, then take the energy out, and then do a little bit more. So from some of the things that we did, so I was always trying to give everything my all. And I should have eased off a lot more.
So then the thing that needed a lot.
Yeah,
been
got
done.
it. Well, you would see it like that bombshell we were doing.
Yes.
So we were trying to belt, and then bombshell, and it's no good. You just do a little bit of energy, then you ease off completely, and then you can hit the bombshell, and then the bombshell has an effect. A bombshell's a figure. I'll explain at some other points. I'm sure Julian will ask me what a bombshell is. Sorry, can I undone that?
Again.
Yeah, I know. It keeps locking itself. Now I'm going to mention another one of these. It's just ridiculous.
Are we up to question 4?
Three.
Three.
Sometimes, when giving private lessons, JP, that's me, has mentioned that a certain dance can be danced to the music of another dance. How many
Yes.
times has he said dance there? I think rumba to foxtrot music, but I could be wrong. So that being the case, does something characterise the music of the various dances, or doesn't it matter as long as the tempo is right? Well, everything apart from... Well, okay. So the waltz is what's called... Yeah, it's complicated. So waltz is a 3/4 rhythm. So waltz and Viennese waltz are kind of on their own. Well, actually, Viennese waltz is 3/6, I think, isn't it? So Viennese waltz doesn't even count either. So waltz is 3/4. 3 beats in the bar of music. So waltz is on its own. You can't really dance anything else to waltz. So waltz is waltz. That's it. A foxtrot is 4/4. A quick step is 4/4. A cha-cha is 4/4. A rumba is 4/4. So you technically can dance any one of those to any one of those particular songs. It won't feel right because the melody and the rhythm and the sound of it characterizes the dance. So what comes first is music, and then the dance follows it, you see. So people will do things that are in keeping with the mood and the energy of the song. So a rumba is a relatively slower song and has different accents to a foxtrot, for instance. So
But there
feeling
are
of
lots
it.
of rumbas that you could dance.
Well, we
foxtrot to
do,
and
don't we?
vice
Because
versa.
we want to dance a kind of a romantic foxtrot, and we can express it as that.
Yeah.
We wouldn't advise that in an everyday setting, though.
No.
A samba, however, is a
Wait a
2/4 rhythm. So there's only 2 beats in the bar of music, as is tango, is 2/4 rhythm. So technically, you could dance a tango to a samba or a samba to a tango, but you probably wouldn't because the way the music is constructed and the way it sounds, it just wouldn't work with the choreography. So the choreography has been developed because of the music.
So what you've explained there, I just want to add on to that. So this is why in popular music and
Popular music.
modern music,
Pop music.
they are a basic 4/4 rhythm, most of them.
Yes, they are.
So that's
Very
why
rarely
a lot of
changes.
those songs can then transfer into ballroom dancing music. So that's why a lot of them get just altered slightly so they fit a tango and a cha-cha or whatever else there is.
Yeah, you get.
So
you
yeah.
get, you get awful Europe. I'm sorry about
Yeah.
that. You get awful European music, dance music that's mass produced on CD. Pretty
Because-
Woman as a tango.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
because
wonderful.
yeah, so they'll take that.
Pretty
It's
woman,
just 1, 2,
jump,
3,
knocking
4,
down
and
the
then
street.
they just add that accent.
Jump,
Yeah.
jump. It's awful.
And they just add that little accent. Which
Or they'll
makes
turn it into a cha-cha. Pretty woman, cha-cha-cha, walking down the street, cha-cha-cha, don't
Because
wanna...
they're a basic 4/4 rhythm,
Yeah.
and they can be converted.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you do get a lot of that. So most popular music, which is a 4/4 rhythm, you could do something to.
Yes.
Apart from waltz, really.
Waltz is unique, really.
Yeah, and waltz and Viennese waltz.
Yeah. Who's doing a Viennese waltz socially? Who's going to a discotheque and dancing a Viennese waltz?
Yeah.
No one.
No.
No, not maybe in
But you do
1848.
get some modern ballads are a Viennese waltz.
Yeah, they are.
aren't
Yeah, true. They do. Yeah, they are. Yeah. So we witness this or use those when people ask for wedding dances, because quite often they'll come in with a particular song that is they think is really lovely and soft and mellow.
We've done a wedding dance to Metallica.
We did. Yeah. They think it's all lovely and melodic and slow, and then you say, "Oh, this is a Viennese waltz." And they're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Oh, we laughed, don't we, when people come in and didn't say that? No, we don't.
No, we don't. No.
Unlike that, please.
Yeah. So that's it's complicated, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. Welcome back, Victor Sylvester. Oh, Victor Sylvester's lovely. Some of his stuff is really delightful. Some of it is a little dated and doesn't work so well.
Read another question from there.
Yes, I am. We got a question from Roz. Is Buddy doing better? He has been. Today was a bit of a bit of a bad day because of the
Today
tree
wasn't
surgeons
his fault because obviously the garden was not accessible.
out of action, and then Kelly decided not to take him out.
Well, I didn't decide not to take him out. When I was going to take, I was waiting for them to finish, and he couldn't hold on any longer.
No, he had his little paw on his giblets, but bless him, he just couldn't hold it any longer.
Yeah, so he weed.
Yeah.
And then I left to go and pick up Ella from school. I did take. He did go out after that, and he weed, and I came back and he'd done another wee. Anyway, so he's weed everywhere today. But he is doing better. Yeah, we are getting a pet flap fitted tomorrow. Isn't
We
it?
are.
So if we can train him to use that, life will be so much easier.
Question number 4 from Julian of 7. Number 5, I'm not going to answer. It's too much. Well, no, it's very easy to discuss that one. So, question number 4. In our waltz, you need to clarify this. In our waltz routine, the quick open reverse has the timing 1, 2, and 3, and. So a normal basic quick open reverse is 1, 2,
but
and
it's got
3.
a
You've got
reverse
a reverse pivot on the end. Yeah, so it's not. Yeah. So the count in this instance has a beat value of 1/3. I don't know what he means by that.
He means the end
So it's
3
splitting.
ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super quick, basically.
Yeah.
It is often used to half the beat. Is it ever used to divide the beat further, say into quarters? Not really in ballroom, because you can't move a partnership that quickly. In Latin, yeah. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. So that often happens in a samba, in bachacadas. You won't know what bachacadas are
but
necessarily.
sometimes that's in the body, not necessarily the feet.
Yeah, because
so the bachacada is
right.
in the body, so you're not moving the feet that quickly. Yeah, you're moving the body that quickly.
Yeah, in the ballroom we have a. So in this particular timing that you're suggesting, Julian, with the quick open reverse 1, 2, and 3, and it's 5 steps, so it's 5 transfers of weight. So you have to do it with the feet. You couldn't do that you wouldn't be able to break that down anymore really without going bonkers. No. And it wouldn't look very nice. Sometimes in tango it happens, perhaps, but again you don't want to look too busy and that alludes then to one of your other questions that's coming up. Actually, you don't want to be too much. In Latin, yeah, you would, but sometimes you have a body timing and a foot timing. So you may well use your body differently to the timing of your feet.
Well, like you say, bachacadas are a perfect example.
Yeah.
1 and 2 and 3.
How's it go, Kel?
No, I'm not going to do it, can I?
No, it's like this. It's a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4.
That's the bogo pogo.
That's the bogo pogo.
Bogo pogo.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Five.
You love that
I do. I love it. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. If you haven't seen Strictly Ballroom, the Australian blockbuster by Baz Luhrmann, Baz Luhrmann's first film called Strictly Ballroom, you must see it. If you're watching this, you're into dancing, of course. If you're not, you wouldn't be watching this. You must watch Strictly Come Dancing. If you haven't seen it, you must watch it.
Dancing? You mean
Strictly Ballroom. Sorry, not Strictly Come Dancing. Strictly Ballroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you also must watch the original Shall We Dance, which is Japanese.
Subtitles.
But
Just to
it's
on you.
a much better film. the original.
I
But
think,
then,
I think the other one is nice.
yeah, no, it's a bit Hollywoodified, isn't it?
Oh, very
But the
Hollywoodified.
original is proper good. Proper good. That's
well,
good
it
English.
is, but it's a little bit boring as well. But
I don't find it boring.
a little
You're
bit.
just you just lack I'm not gonna please. You're just not in with the arts. You know, you just.
Oh, I'm not arty enough.
No, you're not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's so
It's a nice
commercialised.
film.
Oh, I haven't put the. Why aren't they there? Oh, hang on, that should have been up there. There we go.
Ah,
We got that.
your little thing.
I had to reset all this again because it started doing the funny sound again, didn't it?
Mm.
Do you want to answer one of his questions? Do you want to answer number 5?
Number 5. What is the difference between posture, poise, and stance? I think posture and poise have been discussed before, but not sure about stance.
So stance is essentially I interpret stance is the position of your feet in relation to your body, and then the way in which you hold your body.
Yeah. So you could stand on the left leg, you could stand on the right leg to start, for instance.
Yeah, and you can have your arms in a certain position. That's a stance, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's I suppose that's a fixed position that of your choosing. Posture.
Which obviously for ballroom you wouldn't have very much of, except in the beginning. Sorry,
Yeah.
Before you take off.
There is a definition
so you're
of
set
poise.
up.
I can't remember exactly what the definition of poise is.
I can't remember the exact definition.
Well,
but
we'll look it up.
The definition of posture I can help you with straight away is a position in which the body can carry weight.
Yeah.
So if you think about that, then, well, that's the definition of good posture anyway.
Poise essentially means to be in balance. So in a dance sense, that means that, as a lady, for instance, let's say you have your head poised to the left, but your body is shaped to the right.
So that's counterbalance.
Yes, it's to put you in balance. Now
So
that
you
isn't
can
posture.
But you can be poised and be straight up and down, can't you? In that sense.
Well, yes, you can.
So long as you're in balance.
Yeah, you can.
But if you then shape out to the left, you have to then shape to the right to balance it.
Yeah. So it's
That's still
so in a
poised.
static position, standing upright, poise and posture in our world are essentially the same thing.
Yeah. Posture is
the blocks of weight
posture.
stacked.
I mean, you can stand like this and be in a posture, but it's not good posture.
It's a bad posture.
So, really in dance, what we're talking about all the time is good posture and good poise, aren't we?
We are. We are always talking about good posture and good poise.
Yeah. So good posture is obviously being in a position where you can carry weight, which is essentially being able to carry your own weight freely. Which means then if you're in the correct posture, you can move freely. Yeah, whether you're walking or dancing. Yeah. If you're picking up heavy objects, you need to be in the correct posture.
Use your legs.
Otherwise, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Always use your legs, kids, when you pick up heavy objects.
Yeah. So that's how I interpret good posture. Bad posture is obviously being sunken or being swayed back and stuff like that, or in a dance sense being like all contorted in some way to create shapes. If you understand good posture, it's much easier then to create shapes. It does get very easily misinterpreted.
Yes. This we've been asked what this is. It's Disaronno.
Disaronno.
Yeah. So last week I've been teaching both of us actually have been teaching a couple of little girls, 5 and 7, for a long time, and then they started their lessons back up again last couple of weeks ago. Not this week, the week before. They had lessons for a few days during the Easter holidays. Now they've moved to Gloucestershire, and so they got very upset that we're moving and got very sad. But however, they're going to come back on different occasions for some workshops and things. But as a thank you, the mummy bought us a big bottle of Disaronno, and it's actually what we like a lot.
Yeah. I don't know if she knew that.
I don't know. It must have been a guess. I don't know.
I don't
She
know.
bought Disaronno. It's delicious. We love it. Love it.
It could be enjoyed
So on ice.
as an aperitif or a
Yes.
digestive.
Because normally of a Friday night, Kelly will pop up the shop and grab a bottle of sparkling. However, she didn't tonight because she was slacking.
I was stressed.
So tonight we didn't know anything. So this is all we had.
I was stressed because of the tree today, the house was obliterated with tree
Leaves.
stuff.
Sawdust.
Which, to be fair, they did clear up a lot of it. but
Workman's footprints.
I had to put furniture back, and I had to hoover up bits and.
What we should have done. We should have
Dusting.
spoken to that lady and asked them to go through her garden and access with a ladder. She'd loved it. 3 workmen.
She would have.
She would have come.
Three
She'd have
lumberjacks.
come down in a little
We had
knickers.
3 of them. We had 3 of them today. 3 lumberjacks. He was literally swinging off the branches.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Was that Tarzan? Was
Yeah.
he?
He had his ropes, and he was
Did he?
swinging around.
Yeah.
I thought, blimey, is he with a chainsaw in his hand?
Did they have any teas or coffees at all?
They only had water.
So you bought that milk for nothing.
I bought them milk and I bought them biscuits.
Did they eat the biscuits?
No.
They didn't eat the chocolate biscuits.
I didn't offer them because I didn't want to tea. I thought, well, if you're not having coffee, I'll take you.
Actually, did you do what I said on the phone?
No, I
Don't
didn't.
tell him. Don't tell him. Don't tell him what
Well,
I
I
said on the
can't.
phone.
You swore.
I know. Yeah. At least Kelly is dressed more than we can say about the neighbour. At the moment, Roz, as soon as that camera goes off, I'm going to say something rude then, the top comes off. Yeah, it's done. She just walks around, au naturel.
No, I don't.
She can't help herself.
No.
She can't help herself. That's a shame. They were lovely little girls.
Yes, they
yeah,
are.
they were
They are
very
lovely.
sweet. I thought for a second she was talking about the work.
I think Margaret would have liked the men that came
She
today.
would have loved them. They
Yeah.
would have been. She would have fought. Yeah, because she's had some workmen in her garden.
They were all quite,
Yeah. And actually, Margaret
quite butch.
was showing us pictures of her lady garden the other day.
Oh, stop it.
All around, she was showing everyone pictures of her lady garden. Well, she's a lady. She's got a garden.
They were, do you know what? They were like this, but they were all really nice.
You're like what?
And they asked me. They said, they came in there. I said, "Who's the nerd?" They saw that picture, obviously. They said, "Who's the nerd?"
They saw that picture.
Princess
How did they
Leia.
see that picture?
Just,
What were you doing inviting them upstairs?
I didn't invite them upstairs, you plonker. They can see. You can see it from downstairs.
Right.
Don't look at the camera like
Go
that.
on, tell me.
And they said, "Who's the nerd?" I said, "Oh, what do you mean?" They said, "Oh, who's the Star Wars fan?" I said, "Ah, that'd be my husband."
You like it as well.
I do like it.
You're
as
the
well.
one that found that picture.
I did, and I said, "Would you like it?"
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but they're really, really polite, really nice.
The
Margaret
nerds.
would have loved them.
She would have done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Must be so embarrassing, Jonathan. Right.
Actually, I'm sure most of the ladies would have loved them.
Yeah, they seem nice this morning, actually.
Mm.
The first fella that came in, it said he's got 2 chocolate Labradors and horses.
Did he have the beard?
No.
Did he have the big belly? One of them
No.
had a bit of a belly.
No, he was the first fella that came in, reddish hair.
Yeah, but I think 2 of them had reddish hair. One of them had a beard, which was gingery.
I don't remember.
The other guy was a little bit more portly.
The portly fella, it wasn't the portly fella. And there was another
Okay.
fella that came in last who was smoking outside, so he had
Okay.
I think he had the beard.
Okay, well, he was the most. Him and those 2 were the most chatty ones. The one with the chainsaw was the
I don't know who
bit
that was.
more kind of reserved.
Yeah, well, he's got to concentrate. He's
But
got a great
he
big
was a bit
chainsaw.
more. Butch. He was,
Was
the one.
he, yeah?
He was the one swinging off the tree.
Yeah, he's the one that you you were attracted to the
No,
most.
I liked the ginger beard actually.
Oh, really? Right, lucky they did not see the shirt. Well, no, they're from Southampton, so they wouldn't have minded the shirt. Nothing wrong with the Saint shirt behind us.
No, they're local, I think.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that Saint shirt?
Anyway,
what is
he
wrong with
said-
supporting your local team?
He said when I said, "Oh, that's my husband," he said, "I knew I liked him."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bless.
Yeah. Well, they can't have it. It's a limited run. That
Mm,
they've all been sold now. I should think.
I should think so.
What's that number? 26 of 100.
26 of 100 and
It's 100, I think. 26 of 100.
100 and yeah, 26 of 100.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. We bought that. It's called Rebel, and it's a play on obviously Princess Leia, who's a rebel fighter from Star
The
Wars,
Rebellion. Yeah.
and David Bowie's Rebel album.
Rebel.
Was it Rebel album? I think.
Well, he's there was a song, wasn't there, called Rebel Rebel?
Was
I'm
it?
sure.
I can't remember. I can't remember exactly. Basically, we bought that, and then within a matter of weeks, they both died.
Yeah, you know how they all died? Really
Yeah.
suddenly?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So yeah.
Maybe one of them died. And, yeah.
I haven't looked up. It might be worth £1 million. If it is, we're selling up.
That's probably worth looking
Moving
into.
to Portsdown Hill. Come on.
Oh,
Come on.
what's the next one?
Oh, wait, I think Ray had a question. Am I right in thinking that the hustle is a variation of disco from the 70s? If so, would my flares be okay? Yes, and yes, Ray.
Yes.
And you'd have to have plenty of this. Do the hustle. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, yeah. So,
James only disco dances when he gets really drunk.
Yes. Before Kelly and I were together, I used to only go to one nightclub in Southampton with my friends from London, who all were dancers as well. So Wayne and Russell particularly would come down. We go to Flares.
We
literally would dance. It sounds so preposterous, man of my handsomeness. But literally just go out to dance all night and dance with everybody, and then just go home. That's what we used to do. Me and Wayne especially would just go and dance all night, disco, and then go home and flake out and cuddle on the sofa.
Work together.
Yeah, we would. Yeah.
Oh bless.
Come on. Oh, I've got a story to tell. I'm going to tell a story, really. So,
you keep doing that to me.
Yeah, looking through these pictures. So we're looking through this box of pictures. So I met the Queen in 1990. So I was 12. So I was at secondary school, and my little brother was at the same school that I went to, the same junior school. So it was a school called Woodhill, which unfortunately now is gone into administration. Ella went there as well, and then it closed. The girl hasn't had much luck, bless her. Anyway, so it's bizarre. So I think she was opening or launching a ship down in the docks, and Woodhill School, the school that I went to as a child, but I subsequently left, was asked to go and be the school that's there to greet the Queen. I'd left. I wasn't at that school anymore. I was at a secondary school in Southampton. And somehow, I've no idea how it happened, which is preposterous really, I got invited. I ended up there. I don't know how. I can't even remember how it happened. So I ended up being at this, putting my old school uniform on, and going to this launch of the new ship, I guess, whatever, in my old school uniform, and I was the one that then got to give the posy to the Queen. How is that fair? How is that fair? I don't understand. So now this sounds a bit pompous, perhaps, but I was head boy at that school before I left it. I went to King Edward's. So and then I was invited. Well, I don't know if it's invited, but I don't know. My mum might have just dressed me up and said, "Off you go with my little brother. Off you go. You're going in as well." And then I was the one that gave the posy to the Queen. So there's a picture of me giving the Queen a posy.
Look at your blonde locks.
I know, it must have been summer. So there we go. There's me giving. That's just after I'd given that posy to the Queen.
Little blonde blue-eyed posy.
She still phones me now. She won't leave me alone. Won't leave me alone. She hasn't forgotten. But yeah, so that's the job, I suppose, of the current head boy. So if that was the other way around, if Ella was at school
and she was head
girl, and then the year before's head girl came back to give the posy to the Queen.
You well miffed.
We live it. I've no idea I don't know how that happened.
I see.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
It's naughty, really.
It is really, isn't it? I think my mother had something to do with it, if I'm honest.
Most likely. Did your mum make the posy as well?
Probably.
I can imagine.
Probably. What's amazing is that a year after I'd left, I still fitted into the uniform.
Slow grower.
Yeah, slow grower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't develop.
Maybe the arms look a little short, but
yeah,
you just about got away with it.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Actually, basically, I got to give the posy to the Queen, and I'd left the school a year before.
Do you remember what she said or anything?
She said, "You're a bit of all right." No, that's terrible to say to a child. What am I talking about? No. Are you the head boy? I said I was. Yes.
She didn't say that.
No, she didn't. No. Thank you very much.
You don't remember what she
I've
said?
got no idea. Anyway, Jennifer, the other mothers weren't very happy. No, I'm not surprised, Mother. No. I'm not surprised that the other mothers weren't very happy. No, I wouldn't be happy if it happened now to Ella. I mean, it's outrageous. Really, but hey, I got to give the posy to the Queen. She still got it. I bought the posy. Mrs. Dacombe, the head, asked me if you would like to go. Well, that's because I was clearly her favourite, wasn't I?
Mrs. Dacombe liked you, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She did.
There we
Mrs.
go.
Dacombe really liked Ella as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, such a shame the school had to close. Did the Queen not waltz with you? No, she did not. No, she didn't even touch me.
You're not allowed to touch her,
No,
are
I'm
you?
not allowed to touch her. I had to bow and everything.
You can't do this.
No.
Hello, Queen.
Yeah. Let's do some rumba.
I'm sure she
Yeah.
wouldn't mind if she did some Anton with did some Anton
Not sure about that.
did some rumble with Anton, would she?
Yeah.
I think Camilla had a dance with Anton.
Yeah, that was at the where was that? Was at the I can't remember what it was. There was a thing. There was a thing.
There
I
was
think
a
she
thing,
did dance.
yeah.
Camilla did dance with Anton, yeah. Yeah.
But I suppose when Charles becomes king, you won't then be allowed to touch them either.
I don't really want to touch them, to be honest.
Yeah.
To be honest. So there we go. So there's my little Queen's story. Unfortunately, it's not Freddie Mercury Queen. Undo that.
Okay.
What are you making me for dinner tonight?
I have nothing planned, I'm afraid.
I'm so hungry.
Well,
I've got to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so knackered this week.
Last
It's
week I was
already
really
caught
well
up with me.
prepared,
It's
but
really
this week-
caught up with me. I'm so knackered.
this week the chair, the tree,
You can't
and
even speak
everything
properly.
has messed everything up.
Yeah.
Modern competitors seem to have a lot more movement.
What
in-
number question is that?
Number 6.
Okay. Speak clearly, please, when you enunciate.
Oh,
Enunciate
would
your
you
words
stop
properly.
interrupting me then?
Well then.
Modern competitors.
Come and sit with me, darling. Come and have a cuddle.
Seem to have. Oh, a lot-
Hang on. Ella has arrived. Ella has entered the building. Come here. Come round this side. Come round this side. Ella, come round this side. Please. Come round this side. I want to pick you up. Can you say good evening to all of the viewers? Is that camera there? Say good evening, viewers. Okay, just say what you want to. Say what you want to.
Hello.
Okay, Mummy's going to carry on with her question. Well, it's Julian's question.
My question.
Julian's question.
Modern competitors seem to have a lot more movement in their bodies than competitors of, say, 20 years ago. Is this a result of ballroom dancing being considered a sport? Will it ever go back to what I think is a more classical style, or is it here for good? I prefer the style of 20 years ago, less frantic, more enjoyable to watch.
That's two-part question. Well, no, it's two-pronged, actually.
Two problems.
Firstly, 20 years ago, the suits were not as tight. I know it probably smells of alcohol, doesn't it? My breath stinks, apparently. Yeah. Your bottom smells. What can I say? Well, yeah. Well, it does. What can I say?
Every now and then a little pop comes out.
Yeah,
see?
it does. Yeah. So 20 years ago, men's tail suits were tighter, more loose. You see, so you actually couldn't see what the body was doing. Now, of course, they're blooming sprayed on, so it looks ridiculous. They're far too tight, so you see a lot more movement of the body. I do believe that the bodies were moving in a similar way, perhaps just not as much as you would see today. I don't think it's a good thing necessarily. I think some of the body actions are excessive. There's perhaps a little bit too much. But as with everything, it develops and develops, and things get more and more and more. As we've discussed before, we're more about the artistry of it all and the music. I'm trying to be really sensible here. Can you two just calm down?
How?
Keep that nose of hers. Keep that nose. Eat it. Save it for later. Yeah, so we're about the artistry and the music rather than the athleticism. Of course, you've got to be athletic. You've got to be fit to do these things, but it should always be about the music more than anything else. So 20 years ago, it was more about the music, but I think the suits and the style of dresses and things did hide some of the activity of the body. I think that people were doing it, they just weren't doing it perhaps quite as much. It has really hit a peak. I mean, I think his next question was about where can it go? Well, it can only go backwards, actually. It can only go back to being about the music. And if it ceases to be about higher levels of energy and movement, it then has to become more about the quality and the music.
Yeah, so the next question was, if ballroom dancing is an evolution of movement, what next? Surely top competitors are already at the limit of what the body can do.
Yeah, they are to a certain degree.
Somewhat. You'll
always have people that can move more and move faster, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's more beautiful.
Yeah.
Because it should be about beauty, and unfortunately, it's not all the time these days in a competitive environment.
Yeah, I think it's.
But WDSF, so more so on the continent, more in Europe and some parts of Asia, than in England and in the Americas. They are a little bit more leaning towards the quality and the music rather than the athleticism and the energy.
I think if you look at different things, like if I use fashion and music.
Fashion. Who sang that? Was that David Bowie? No, David Bowie?
Yeah, I think it was.
Fashion.
Anyway.
Sorry, I'll stop now.
If you look at fashion and music, fashion was all kind of the same, wasn't it, at a certain period of time? And then suddenly it started to evolve, and then you had a clear 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s look. And then you start delving into sort of what we have now, from, let's say, the noughties to now. And pretty much now anything goes, doesn't it? I mean, there's no real specific trend for now, because actually nowadays people are going back to the 90s or back to the 80s or even back to the 40s and 50s. So you get a real mix. And I think that's a bit like dance as well. And then the same with music. So music of a certain time was all very similar, wasn't it? And then it started to evolve. So then you had, 60s, 70s, 80s music, 90s music, and then sort of music that we know today. And if you listen to some music, it's actually taking a lot of inspiration from older music. So I think ballroom dancing is a bit similar to that, in that it's all evolved to a certain point. Now you can't really reinvent it anymore, because at the end of the day with ballroom you're in a hold. So unless you want to start breaking out of that, which means then breaking down the foundations of what we do, then you can't really change it that much more, because the human body is the human body. So what then becomes more important? Well, for me, for ballroom, what's more important is how it relates to the music and how it looks. If it doesn't relate to and how it relates to the music being more important, because if it doesn't, then to me it's disconnected and it's pointless, because I can move without it. So it has to relate to the music, and if it's music itself, well then it's got to resonate with someone, hasn't it? So you're always going to be drawn to music that resonates with you in some way. So some stuff is just fun, and it's great for a certain event or whatever. But some music is going to stick with you because it draws an emotional response, whether it be sadness or happiness or romance or whatever. And then with fashion, well, certain things just look good, don't they? And they'll never not look good.
Like me.
Like a pair of jeans.
No, just me.
I'm just saying.
I'm the height of
will you
fashion.
Stop it? Like a good cut. But with fashion, I suppose it's more just about what fits you. What fits you is going to look good. And really, whether you don't wear flared jeans if they look rubbish on you.
No.
You wear jeans that cut well and suit you. So
bear that in mind, Ray, with your hustle flares.
That's always that's always going to look better on you than following a trend and what's cool at the time, isn't it?
So for those guys out there that wear those skinny jeans that are skin tight to their thighs, stop it.
But anyway,
stop it. Especially the ones that finish above your ankles. Stop it.
My point of that was, though, dancers are always going to look better and feel better if they're relating it back to the music. Yes, you have to, when you're in the learning process, sometimes you can't think about that. You've got to think about your footwork and things like that. There is a road to that. Once you've done that, unless it relates to the music, then it's pointless, really.
Pointless.
And that's the same with music. If it doesn't resonate with you, you're not going to like the song.
No.
That's why a lot of the popular music, it doesn't resonate with me anymore, because a lot of people say this, don't they? Oh, well, I must be getting older because I don't like the new stuff. And that's because it doesn't evoke an emotion that's relevant to you.
Yeah, I had a discussion today actually with my first lesson about music, because she was talking about her daughters, one's 15, one's 12, and how she has to listen to pop music in the car.
Yeah.
And I was saying how she was saying she didn't like it, and I said I don't like it, and also it's the symbolism it's referring to as well, actually, and what it's all about, because it's all about a certain thing, and most of it's sexualized.
Yeah.
And it's awful.
Yeah.
It really is awful.
I remember that when I was
growing
up. And
so repetitive. So it's the same thing over and over again, and it's just has no real meaning to it.
No. People don't really write music now that means anything to
Who's written anything like Bohemian Rhapsody in the last 30 years?
Well, no one.
Really? I mean, I'm not sure.
I
mean,
can't
probably
think.
some people have written some great stuff, but off the top of my head, but it's not mainstream if it is.
But if you think about the musicians that you listen to now that come out, for me, very few I would feel are genuinely talented. genuinely talented
Well-
in that they can write something.
Well, that's because they're created, aren't they? They're
Yeah.
manufactured.
Yeah, everyone, it's just this boom, 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 boom all the time. And for me, like some people say, oh, it must be because I'm getting older. No, I just think that is how music has evolved.
Well, but that's because it's all about making money.
Yeah.
So it's about
Yeah.
do they look right? Yes. Then we'll make them sound right, and then we can market them and make as much money as we can out of them. So
I mean, you
Yeah.
haven't. How many Freddie Mercurys are there? How many?
Oh.
Whether you like their music
George
or not,
Michaels.
but if you look at take someone like Freddie Mercury, I mean, astonishing,
Mm.
astonishing to be able to write what he wrote. And
He didn't write all of it. Actually, some of the other guys wrote stuff as
I
well.
know.
of
Well,
course.
all of them as
Yeah.
a group, as a collective,
But-
came out
but-
with truly original stuff.
But if they were around today, they wouldn't be able to market those fellas. They wouldn't be the sell.
No, because they don't look the part.
They don't
do
look
they?
right. They
Because
don't look
everyone's got to have the right teeth and the right hair and the right
Yeah.
boobs
right. Yeah.
and all that sort of thing, don't
Yeah.
they? And really, in popular music now, that's what
I'm
matters.
not sure
doesn't
Freddie
it?
Mercury would look good with boobs, though, to be honest.
No.
Especially in that tank top at Live Aid. Yeah.
Mm.
You've only got to watch Live Aid, actually, '85, when Queen did their set, how
Yeah.
amazing they were.
Yeah.
I mean, some people don't like Queen, and I do find that a bit curious. I find that a bit odd that people don't like Queen or can't appreciate what they do. They just don't
Yeah.
like them. I don't get it, actually.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be a rock
Well, for me,
music fan.
they're so versatile.
Yeah, well, I think
I used
they're
to
marvellous.
dance to so much of their stuff before I knew it was Queen. And then we were listening to stuff. I was like, I didn't know that song was Queen. I didn't know that song was Queen. And it sounded nothing like what I like what my idea of rock music was.
Ella likes a bit
So
of Queen as well.
she
doesn't
does,
she?
yeah.
Michael Jackson. She likes a bit of Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, if you look at music and popular music now, so much of it's just commercial nonsense, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Same with television though, as well.
Yeah.
How many television shows do you actually
You're getting a
truly-
bit political, Kel,
I
aren't
am
you?
a little
Yeah,
bit.
a bit political.
do you actually truly resonate with? Well and truly, because most of it is garbage, isn't it?
Just to translate for those of you that aren't from Australia or America, rubbish. Yeah. Well, most of it's all about
Oh, it's
celebrity.
Again, it's again about the way people look, isn't
It's
it?
about celebrity. It's about
So you
getting,
have
getting people who are watching it to aspire to be something that they couldn't possibly be.
Yeah, whereas none of that actually matters.
No, it doesn't matter. None of it matters.
None of it
matters.
matters.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you're getting so political.
I am a little bit.
Yeah, it's good
Yeah.
though. It's good though.
Yeah, well, I just get a bit tired of the stuff that gets rammed down our throats as if that's what we need, and actually we don't need any of it.
No, we don't.
And we don't need to aspire to any celebrity because a lot of them are manufactured and a lot of them are just playing a game, and the ones that actually
Yeah, none
get
of it's real.
put up there are the ones that just say yes, okay, I'll do as I'm told.
Sell their
sort of
souls, in fact.
Yeah.
Won't they? They sell
Yeah.
their souls.
Yeah.
Literally.
Exactly. So I do
Yes.
not idolise any celebrities, particularly at anymore. But it's been a real strong thing for me, actually.
The only one you actually idolise the most really is probably me, isn't it?
You're so ridiculous. It's Anton, actually.
Ah, well, Anton's alright. Anton's alright. He's alright.
Well, at least he is.
Well, he's still
genuine.
kind of real.
I'm not saying that all of them are bad. I just think the purely genuine people that are in the creative fields are few and far between. Because how many of them actually are still doing what they went into it for? Very, very few, I should
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
Very, very few.
They sell out very quickly.
Mm.
It's all about money, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
They get dangled this carrot of money.
Mm.
Yeah. You see it though with actors or actresses or musicians that suddenly disappear.
Yeah. Suddenly they're not popular anymore.
They're gone
you
because
know.
it's probably because they didn't
Because they didn't
toe the line
play
or
the game.
play the game.
Yeah.
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 Anyway,
That was a tangent.
it was it's
Sorry.
quite a tangent.
Got on my soapbox then.
My mum said, I'm going to go back to what my mum said, because she made an interesting comment. Can I just go back to the Queen's visit? By the time of the visit, there was a new head boy, which I presumed, but you wore your blazer with the head boy badge on it. So the new head boy must have been really miffed. You think? You think?
Must have been very mid.
What would you have done had it been a year before when I was still there and the head boy? Actually, no, I wouldn't have worked because I was head boy for 2 years.
Ah.
So anyway,
But how many
yeah.
people are head boy for 2 years?
Never happened since. Never happened since.
Won't happen anymore.
No, never happened since. Yeah,
Mm.
I don't. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I did quite well there.
Michael Jackson's Moonwalk we actually saw performed in a 1940s film.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Michael Jackson took a lot of inspiration
yeah.
from some of the black musicians and artists of the early years,
Yeah.
and incorporated that into his own act. Yeah, so he wasn't the inventor of it completely, but he was able to market it better.
There's nothing wrong with.
I think he did perform it better, to be fair, as well.
There's nothing wrong with inspiration. I mean, I'm definitely not against that, so long as then, you know, perhaps you're then reinventing it in a way that is still authentic.
Yeah.
You know.
To be fair, though, it's not his fault that they all went mental about it. He did it, and then the press went mental about it. So he doesn't control the press or the tabloids.
No, but thinking is about when you look back in history to say performances, whether it be singing or dancing or whatever, over a period of time, people forget, don't they? They forget
it's been done before.
They forget it's been done before, or they forget how good it was at the time. And then someone new does it, perhaps in a slightly different way, and it's almost like a brand new thing. I mean, how many times do you hear a song and then you learn, oh, I really love that song, then you learn it was a cover of somebody else that sung it, you know, and it's like, well, it just wasn't in my lifetime, so I didn't know.
I never knew until quite a bit afterwards that Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You was sung by Dolly Parton.
I didn't know that either.
No.
Yeah.
And I do prefer Whitney Houston's version, if I'm honest.
Yes, but Whitney Houston, again, I mean, what a voice.
Well, yeah,
it doesn't
amazing.
just what a tortured soul she must have been. Don't sing it though. Don't sing it. But Dolly Parton is a true artist, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
She wrote so much stuff. What were your duties as head boy?
I don't remember. I do remember having to. I mean, there was a few things, little presentations at school where we had some photographs and some paintings presented to the school, and then I had to be the one at the front shaking hands with the person. But I was 11, 10 and 11. So, what 10 and 11-year-olds have a lot of duties as a head boy? Really, I don't know. I think I was just the go-to boy for anything about the school if there was anything that needed to be done. I don't know.
Always been a little
really.
leader, haven't you? Bless you, Cottons. And then not as your Sarah, your sister Sarah.
Sister Sarah, yeah.
Not as miffed as the little girl who was scheduled to give flowers to Camilla at her first engagement, and Emily stole her thunder by running out from the crowd and was front page of every newspaper in the world.
Yeah, she was. Yes, she was. I made it to her book as well, I believe, didn't she?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder who pushed her.
Get out there.
It
It wasn't
go
a push, I'm sure it was a kick.
Yeah, get out there. Go and give her the flowers quickly. Quickly.
Get out there, girl.
They've got form, this family of mine. They've got form. Yeah. Put your uniform on. But Mummy, I don't go to the school anymore. Put your uniform on. You're going to meet the Queen. Put your badge on as well.
It'll look better.
Oh, look at her. You were the example that the rest of the school had to aspire.
Oh dear. So it says he's
Such responsibility. Such responsibility.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've had enough now. Any more dancey questions? I think that's all
I've done.
questions
We've
answered,
done all
isn't
the
it?
Julians. Yeah.
I don't think we got any more questions.
The last two were kind of together.
Yeah, they were.
In their answer.
Yeah.
Kick off.
Yeah, Saints are playing tonight
Saints
against
are
Leicester.
playing.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for the. I'm going to wait till the full
Waiting
time.
for the bad news.
Waiting for the full. Yeah, waiting for the full time where we.
Yeah.
Oh God, another player sent off.
Oh, it's bad news
Oh,
already.
for goodness sake!
Stop looking at it, James. It makes him
What
depressed.
is wrong? What is going on? Oh, for goodness sake!
It does make him depressed. Sometimes he'll come downstairs and he'll be in such a mood. And I'll say, what's wrong with you then? It's either Southampton have lost or not doing very well, or he's lost on Football Manager. That's usually the answer.
Deary
I don't
me.
know why you get so... Wow.
Well, our season's over. It's finished anyway. It's finished. I mean, I just have to hope for the best that Fulham don't win anymore.
Can you stop looking into your phone?
Yeah. We scored and it was offside, I think, one of the things. Yeah.
I think
Such a... Oh. It's a horrific
Did the Queen not waltz with you? Did you teach others to dance at school as head boy?
I was 11, Ros. No, I did not. No, I did not.
And then Sigrid said, "Do you still play Football Manager?" Yes, he does.
Should I tell you?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
Did you know
Not very
it
often.
is put
Not
down
very
as a
often.
reason for divorce?
It has been, yeah. Yeah, it's been grounds for divorce, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, not ours as yet.
Not yet. No.
Yeah. Good night, Mother. Early night for you. 8:20. Obviously on a promise.
Mm.
Promise to watch whatever it is in bed.
Oh, we need to decide what we're going to do with Ella tomorrow.
Well, why?
If she's just going to stay here with me or what.
Why are you discussing that now?
I just thought of it.
Okay.
Because your mum's going to bed.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe she'll prefer to go to your mum's or something. I don't know.
Well, I'm out all day. You're
Yeah,
not.
But I'm not. And
No.
I've got to be here for the
flap
flap
man.
guy.
The flap man.
flap guy.
Yes. The
Pet
glaze.
flap.
Yeah, he's doing a pet flap.
Mm.
I don't know.
So,
We'll talk about it.
okay.
Yeah. I think we're probably done for this evening, actually. I think we're done.
We've
yeah.
reached have we
Look
got-
at Tina Turner, career
Tina
that was many years of
Turner.
building up to what she became.
I think she's amazing. I mean, she's actually one of the only concerts I've ever been to.
I'm not a big Tina Turner fan, personally.
Oh, yeah, but you never saw the film then based on her life?
Beyond the Thunderdome?
No. I
Mad
don't
Max
think-
3?
I can't,
She was in that. Mad Max 3,
no.
Beyond the Thunderdome.
I can't remember the name of the film actually, but it was all based on her life.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
No.
Quite a story.
She wears a
really.
wig, doesn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, of course she does. Of course she does.
Amazing. I mean, I saw her and I think she was a grandmother then when I was a child.
Yeah, but she could be a grandmother at 38.
True, but yeah, she wasn't. Anyway, I went with my mum. The energy that woman has. She's a nutter.
There are nutters.
She's Buddhist.
Is she?
Mm.
Oh, don't touch the top of her head then.
No, that's sacred.
No, I did that once. I taught a lady who was from Kazakhstan, actually, and I taught her, and I was talking about posture, and I did something about the top of her head. I think I did something like that, and she cried. She got very upset and emotional because I touched her energy force that was escaping out the top of her head.
It's the chakra.
Yeah, so I didn't know.
It's the
I had
crown.
no idea.
The
So
crown
we
chakra.
obviously made up. It was all right, but I don't think I ever saw her again. She didn't come back. That was a long time ago when I was teaching in Portsmouth.
She moved
Yeah.
away.
Did she?
Yes.
How do you know?
I remember.
Was I with you at the time?
Yes.
Did she?
Yeah,
Do you remember
she
her
moved
then?
away. Yeah, I do remember her.
Yeah.
Really tall, lanky.
Yeah,
girl.
yeah, really tall. Yeah,
Mm,
really tall.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taller than me.
Yes, she
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't even know how I reached the top of her head, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember her. Mm.
Okay. Do you remember me telling you about it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember her going away and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I particularly remember that because I remember thinking, oh, that's odd. But now I understand it
Yeah.
because it's the crown chakra. That's where the
Crown
energy
chakra.
comes out of.
Chakra.
Chakra.
Chakra. Sounds like a curry. I'll have a boona, 2 vindaloos, and a chakra.
Which chakra do you want?
A lamb chakra.
A 7.
A lamb chakra.
Don't take the mic.
I'm sorry. Well, nothing is off limits. You need to be able to laugh at everything.
I'm not
It's
offended.
not demeaning it.
I'm not offended.
It's not
don't
demeaning
worry.
it. It's just laughing at it because basically that comes from lack of understanding. But nothing
I'm
wrong
not
with a
offended.
giggle.
Don't worry.
Good.
Calm
If
down.
anyone out there is offended, you can write your complaint to the usual address to the boss at Dizzyfeet Dancing, and I will sort it out. Do you know what? I'm really tired and really hungry this
Well,
this
we
evening.
got
We'll
to do
have to
something for dinner.
do something for dinner, and yeah,
Should probably go to sleep.
we probably should sort ourselves out, and that's it then. I will explode. Thanks, Roz. Will I?
Oh,
What?
glass of Chardonnay and nibbles. That would have been nice, wouldn't it?
That's a long time ago.
Yeah. I've only just looked on this one because we've been using that.
All right. Yes.
You will explode. Why will we explode?
I don't
Oh,
know.
the curry. The curry and something in a chakra. I know.
They're in the same class.
I know. Show the. Yeah, but he's 8.
They're in the
I
same.
know.
They're in the same class. Those 2 children. One of them is our daughter.
And one is a friend
Look
of
at it.
hers in
It's
a
ridiculous.
class. Yeah.
He's quite a big fella.
Yeah.
What's she looking at?
I think she's looking down at
Yeah,
stuff.
that's just come through.
The kids have been studying ancient Egypt. And they had like a little museum set up at the school outside on tables and stuff, so they got to show what they made and things like that. Ella and I did a little poster on cats in ancient Egypt and why they were so important
Bless her.
in their culture and stuff.
Mummy just made it as well.
Yeah, I just made it in time. She was so happy. She's such a sensitive little thing,
She
isn't
is.
she?
Yeah. Bless her little cotton
I
socks.
know.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go. We could have showed them the mummy, but
We could have done.
oh no. She made a little sarcophagus with a mummy inside.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we go and sort some dinner out?
Yes.
Yeah. And we'll leave these lovely people to go about their business.
Yeah. I'm sure they've been eating whilst they've been
I'm
listening.
sure they have. I'm sure they have.
Thank you for tuning in again, everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much. We will see you again on Wednesday, of course. I'll be with you on Wednesday for another little Zoom class.
So we've got a couple of weeks still.
Yeah, 2 more
for that,
weeks.
haven't we?
2 more weeks, and then these won't be happening because the classes will be back on.
But we're thinking we'll do like a little check-in maybe.
I think we should.
Once a month or
Yeah,
something,
maybe we could do something like once a month because
you
I
want-
won't be working on a Friday. However, there'll be a beginners class on a Friday, and if I'm completely honest, I could do with an evening sat with my feet up. This isn't too difficult, but Wednesdays is it's quite energetic. It's quite tiring. Actually.
Yeah,
It's
I
quite
know,
tiring
I know.
on Wednesdays.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, we can't Wednesdays anyway. Once the
We might
class
still
is running
check in
anyway.
like this still
Yeah, I think so.
every now and then just to
Yeah.
touch base with those that we don't get to see on a regular basis and
Yes.
stuff as well, which I think is just nice to do, isn't it?
Yes, and there'll be a comp update coming next week as well for those of you that are interested in the competition. So I think I've pretty much finalised in my own head the events that we're going to have and what's going to run, and then it'll be a case of finalising that and then getting the entries open to see who's going to dance what. There won't, however, Sarah Ball, be any Caribbean mix, I'm afraid. Bombay mix, if you want to bring it in a packet and eat for yourself, but no Caribbean mix. We won't have any Caribbean dances, I'm afraid. But yes, that's the plan.
Cool. You look tired.
I am tired. I've got another 7 hours tomorrow to do. I know, busy boy.
You're so popular.
Well, I have to work hard to keep you in the life you've become accustomed. Unaccustomed, getting reaccustomed to.
Getting reaccustomed to.
Yeah.
I need new clothes. Sorry.
Can't you just fit into the old ones?
I got rid of them all. Pretty much.
Can't you do some work?
I am.
Can't you do more?
Yeah. Well, I can as long as I don't have to do so much when I come home.
Please, someone, I'm asking, this is an appeal. Someone give Kelly some work.
No. Someone clear up after you.
I don't make a mess. What are you talking about?
You do.
I
You
don't.
all do. You, the dog, Ella, the cat.
You honestly, you do not know
It
you're
is.
born with
It is
me.
for children.
You do not know you're born.
You do help.
We should do, don't take this the wrong way, some sort of wife swap. So you get to go and live with another husband.
I'm not suggesting I'm a
Because
good housewife.
I don't think, no, there's nothing wrong with your housewifery skills. But I think you'd be surprised. I think you'd be surprised.
Listen, darling, I don't not appreciate you.
But you just basically said I make a mess everywhere.
You do make a bit of a mess.
What?
It's you.
So do you.
It's you and
I cleaned up your mess yesterday.
It's you and a dog and a cat and a child.
Let's get rid of the dog and the cat.
I've suggested that several times.
Why couldn't they have been cleared away with the rubbish today?
No.
Whoops, where's the cat gone? Oh no, it's gone in the shredder.
James! I'm not like that though. I'm not cruel.
I'm only kidding. That is a joke. I would never do that. No, I'd never do
I
that.
do actually quite like Doris.
Yeah, Doris is fine actually. It's just the dog that's a pain in the neck. Is he still here? No, he's gone.
He's actually gone out into the hallway now.
Okay.
He's got fed up with you.
Buddy. You call him. Buddy.
Buddy, you're right, buddy bear. I think he's hot. He spreads out with his legs all splayed.
You do
He's
the
hot.
same actually when you're
Do
hot.
I?
Yeah, spread
Yeah,
out with your
on
legs
my belly.
splayed. Yeah, legs splayed out, feet turned out like a frog. On that note, we're going to go.
I think we should go.
Yeah,
This conversation's
Oh,
just going.
here is a little heads up. Matteo and Jessica won't be starting their face-to-face classes, we don't think, until June. So for the remainder of May, their classes will stay online.
Okay.
So that's a new update, which again I'll be finalising next week.
Okay.
So yeah. So if you're planning to get do classes with them in May, you won't. It'll be me, because I'll be doing the classes in May, and they will be then starting them in June.
See, Margaret says, now then, you two, be thankful for what you've got.
No, we always are thankful for what we've got. I am. I always am thankful for what I've got. But I don't think sometimes you appreciate what you've got.
I do appreciate what I've got.
Well, you've said that now, but you've just moaned about me. Honestly, if it
I'm allowed to moan as well.
you could swap me out for another husband, I guarantee they'd be far more messier and smellier. Not look after themselves quite so much. You know how long it takes me in the morning with my beauty routine.
Yeah, you take longer than I do.
I do, yeah. Look after myself. I'm only 28 though, so. I'm going now.
Bye-bye, everyone.
See you later, everyone. See you soon. Thanks for tuning in, and dance more, worry less, everyone. See you soon.
Bye.
Mwah.